Hello there. This is a video for the melodic portion of Rise. This is for 7th and 8th graders. I'm calling this a melodic scavenger hunt. This is for those of you who do not want to do the rhythm, the 16th note worksheets. Here is a scavenger hunt for you. The first thing you're going to need is a copy of the music itself. So if you are not able to print out a copy of the music, you'll have to get pretty creative because I'm asking you to actually write on your music and do different things. So I would say do what you can. If you're planning on doing this without a written copy of the music, do as much as you can written wise for yourself, but don't go through and write it all out. As far as, coming down and copying down all the notes and stuff on blank paper. Please don't go that far. I just wanted to basically give you an idea of how to connect the music with some a little bit more thinking skills. So the first one, I'm gonna walk you through every step of the way in this video. So the first one talks about music phrases. Music phrases and music sentences are one continuous thought, and that's how we know when to breathe. We look in the punctuation and in the lyrics to help us. So that's phrasing is really important to singers. And each one of our classes have talked about phrases as we've been learning songs. So this song has an A section, which are all the verses, and there's 4 big phrases. You're going to find them and put a box around all of them. So you should end up with 4 separate boxes. I'm going to come over. I'm going to look at my music. Verse 1 says, I will rise with all my daughters. And then there's a comma. But notice that there's no rest here. After that comma, it goes right into, I will rise against my foes. And you'll notice there's a little rest. That's an 8th rest. That's important to notice. Foes has a period, and daughters has a comma. So when I'm looking for a big long phrase, one that I can sing in one big long breath, we're looking for the spots where there's natural pauses for breathing. So this entire big section I just went over is going to be 1. So I'm going to put a box around that one. I'm going to try to do a little bit of color coding for you. So I'm going to I'll use orange to get us started. So I'm going to come over here. Sorry, it's a little crooked. Let me put it straight so I don't give you whiplash. So here we go. Big box. Nice big box. Doesn't matter if you go over those notes on top. That orange is really not showing up very well. I'm sorry, guys. And I'm going to come down. You can or cannot include the rest. It doesn't matter. There you go. I know it might be a little hard to see, but that gives you an idea of my box. Okay. The next box is going to start at the end of this measure, and it's going to go into the next part. So let's see if you can figure out where the next natural phrase would be in the big phrases. I will rise with all the mothers. I will carry all their woes. Did you figure out where to stop? If you said woes, you're good to go. So I'm going to put another box right in here. And to be honest, since I'll put something like that, and you can do the same if that's easier for you. You don't have to draw the whole big box, just sort of indent that that's where it's coming, okay? There are 2 more left. I'll bet you can figure them out without me. See what you can do, okay? So that was step number 1, is figuring out where the big phrases are. Next one. Number 2. A motif is a short little piece of a melody that's repeated. The motif of this song happens on the words I will. There's one time when it happens on the word while. There are 8 motifs in this song. You're going to come in and you're going to name each one using solfege. So we got to find them first. There's going to be 2 in every big music phrase. So the first one has been done for you. So I'm coming over here. I'm finding my motif. And I want the first 4 notes. Now I gave you a start. I gave you so, la, do. And from here, from do, you're going to figure out what's up from do. So there's do. It's not re, because re would be a space. The next note is mi. So it's so, la, do, mi, like that. There's another one within this phrase. Let me sing it for you and see if you can figure out where it comes in. I will rise with all my daughters. I will rise against my foes. I'll do it again. I will rise with all my daughters. I will rise against my foes. Did you hear where it repeated? Hopefully you did. And hopefully you know that magic I will, we said, was the start of a motif. So you'll see there's another motif right here. I will rise. So I'm going to put in my do, re, mi's. That one's going to be so, la, do, like we had at the beginning over here. The difference is this is do. What's up from do? Just one step. Hopefully you're thinking re. Did you notice that that's different than the first one? So, la, do, mi. So, la, do, re. Now that you know where those 2 are happening, I bet you can find them in the rest of the song. There's a total of 8 of them. So if you've been able to find the big long phrases, hopefully you've gotten them. And hopefully you'll see that they repeat that same pattern. So, la, do, mi. So, la, do, re. Okay? All right. Number 3. We're looking at something, don't go too far. We've already figured out where our motifs are. We're looking at the difference between each one. So the first one we have, it says circle all the notes for the word rise. There's another one right here. Okay. And there is one on the word carry. The word carry is, let's see. Is it carry? Oh, eyes. Eyes is where we are. So here's the last one. It's the only one where it changes. And it's not I will rise. There's eyes. Okay? So you're going to come up here. You've already figured out that this one's a mi to a do. From last week's work, you hopefully understand that that is a jump. That is a distance. We're jumping over a note. So this one from do to mi is a jump of a third. So that's what we're asking you to write in, is how big a distance that jump is. When we come over here, we have do to re. This one's a jump of a second. And you'll notice that that repeats throughout all of those verses. Okay? All right, so that was number 3. You circle all those notes, figure out where your seconds and your thirds go. Okay? Important thing to know, I did not mention this, but do's in a new spot. Do is located on the first line. It's on where letter name E is. So I have that guide at the top of the paper to help you so you don't get lost in how to find do, re, mi's. Okay? Number 4 is sort of a short answer. So if you're one of those folks who is not writing in their music, That's okay, because you can do number 4, A and B, answering that one by yourself. Question is, why do you think the composer put so much repetition in section A? So think about it. Think about what these songs are about. Why do you think they repeat the same tune over and over again with different words? And why do you think the singer needs to know when the seconds are happening and when the thirds are happening? So that is important as a singer. It's learning where those patterns are. So why do you think it's important to know the difference between when the seconds are happening, when the thirds are happening? Okay. Now we're done with the A section. We're moving into the B section. The last thing to notice as we're leaving the A section is how to get into the B section. So if you followed along and you've learned this song already and you've made your recording, you know the first time around we do rise against all hatred while my eyes are veiled in tears. We have a first ending and we go back to the beginning and we would sing the second verse. I will rise for religious freedom. And go through, do all second verse. When we're coming down, second verse, work for all our children who are. You're going to jump over to box 2. Wait a better day. And then that brings us into the chorus. Sisters, roll, stand with me. So when we come back here, number 5 says, draw a big arrow from measure 1 in line 4. So when we come down, here's our line.